Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakadash, the Bonnet Citadels, GMS. Also, salutations to all the Akim out there that's witnessing truth, and also Shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title this. I'll probably title it the title that you see that's on this article, and it's called How Authoritarianism Hides Behind Patriotism, all right? And that's what's taking place in America right now. Perfect example, even with the Kirk thing, all right, the assassination, right? They was violating basically people's civil rights, calling you not a patriot, if you didn't speak good about them, And even the thing that's going on with ICE, they're violating your rights, man. Especially Judah. Now Judah is basically citizens over here. And they don't look at Judah like they're patriots, Or even these other liberals, these fucking white liberals, right? They're saying they're not patriotic. So it's not even Jake, though. These white liberals too. All right. Or the Democratic Party. All right, let's look up that word authoritism. Let's look that up. It says, let's see if I'm pronouncing it right.
Authoritarianism.
Right, authoritarianism. I almost had it. The enforcement of advocacy of strict obedience to authority at expense of personal freedom. So you see, now even through the through the Patriot Act, all this stuff was, lined up. All these different laws connect with each other. Whether it's Rex 84, Patriot Act, what else? Another one. He's been talking about what was that? But he's been talking about not passing the bill, but I forgot the name of the act. All right, for these different protests and stuff. All right, during the King protests. I forgot the name of it. All right, it'll come back. But anyways, says the enforcement or advocacy of strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. Let's see what else. You know what? Let's go to Wikipedia. Authoritarianism, however you pronounce it, the political system characterized by rejection of political polarity. Let's look that up too. Political polarity. All right. So political philosophy is that diversity with a political body, which is seen to permit the peaceful coexistence of different interests, convictions, ideologies, and lifestyles. Would not all political polarists advocates for a pluralist democracy. This is the most common stance between democracy. All right. Basically, everybody able to have their own belief, all right, or follow what they want to follow. In so many words. The use of strong central power to preserve political status quo and reductions in democracy, right? Which that's the definition we basically read. The separation of power and civil liberties and the rule of law. Authoritarian regimes may either be autocratic or the oligarch, because that's who's ruling right now. And that word oligarch has been, thrown around this year a lot, right? Those are these, different rich elites, all right? And may be based upon the rule or party or military or the concentration power in a single person, right? Like the president. And states that have blurred boundary between democracy and authoritarianism. And I was just explaining that to you, right? Because with that saying, the Charlie Kirk thing, back to the Charlie Kirk thing. No, you can't do this. You can't do no. You can't say this. Or they knock down your YouTube page or your Twitter page, or get you fired at your job. You see, but these mega people, man, they fucking bugged out. What they're gonna find out, they're being tricked. That's why the scripture says this in the book of Job 12 and 16. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceive and the deceiver are his. You see? So everyone is being deceived. And it also says this. Let's go to the book of Thessalonians. It's funny how the Lord, got these people in a trick bag. No, and this is perfect right here. Uh let's start with 9. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him whose coming is after working of Satan with all power, signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For this cause Yahweh will send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. See, they think they actually doing a good thing, all right? Following this dude blindly, all right? Or still believing in his system. And we already see the system is the fucking system is through. It's shattered, all right? And they're about to switch over to a new system. And it's called the New World Order, all right? And a new financial system, all right, which is all part of the New World Order, okay? Read that over again. This cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, all right? And look, they are believing what's going on is actually patriotic, showing you. Now the scripture speaks about what them trusting in Egypt, and if they lean on that staff, it shall what pierce through their hand. Probably grab that too. But let's go to this article. A video circulates online, protesters kneeling outside of the ICE Center. Federal agents emerging, a shove, a drag, and caption from MAGA. The page that reads, Federal police just pushed Antifa to the ground and started dragging them on the floor. This is exactly how to treat them. I can't stop watching this, which they don't know, these mega people. That's them. See? Then the scripture speaks about what? Deceiving your own selves, But everybody is so pressed, everybody is so desperate for things to get better, or I'll say try to be on the good side or whatever, man, that, they don't realize what the hell is going on. They don't realize that they're being lied to and they're being deceived. They don't realize all their opinions are totally vain, man. All right. And the agenda that they think they leader have is not really for them, They don't understand the real agenda. All right. Which is what? The RFID microchip, all right, the mark of the beast. All right. This new system says, and that right there is the rot. It says that news that's propaganda is not about safety, it's about spectacle. It's the same old authorium, or however you pronounce it, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Playbook dressed up in red, white, and delusion. See? And delusion. Let's break it down like a class between apparently a lot of people skipped history, right? And they show, a dude post on Twitter, right? Let's see this video too.
We're gonna shove him down. Fuck you, man. Quit shoving. You're punching. I saw you punch him. Leave that one down. Fuck you, man.
Man, look at this, man. This is the new America.
Back up.
This is the new America, man. This is the new America, man. All right. Authoritarianism always, all right, well, let's say step one, create a villain. Authoritarianism always begins with an invented threat. It needs an enemy to justify control. It doesn't matter who? Antifa or immigrants, the woke and the media, which is the New World Order, you know, creating that threat or what? Creating chaos or confusion. That's why they let the immigrants in the first place. All right. And that's why I'm saying even these what's that? These liberals, man, you totally getting played too, right? Because the Democrats knew what they was doing under the Biden administration. You know, they knew this was gonna play out, man. It's all one sick game. It says the names change, but the goal doesn't make people afraid. So they accept cruelty as protection. All right. It says that's the first slide. The fear is the fertilization of fascism. Mussolini called it restoring order. Hitler called it purifying a nation. Pachet called it defending freedom. Every regimes tell the same story, violence as virtual, right? And that's why you watch the TV, play these video games, right? And that's why you seeing people getting their ass kicked or getting ran over, and you basically like numb to it. Seeing people being stabbed on trains, you know. And now it's the new norm to to just be put to death in the open like that, by your government, or to be assassinated like do Charlie. Once people stop seeing others as human, violence becomes entertainment. That's why mega caption ends with "I can't stop watching." They're defending America. They're getting a dopamine hit from the domination. That's not patriotism. That's sadism wrapped in a flag. It says or sadism. Matter of fact, let's look up that word. I'm gonna be lazy and not look it up. Like you. No, why the hell did I do that? All right? Just look it up. Sadism, the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from inflicting pain or suffering, humiliation on others. So look, they getting a kick out of this, man. Or the sufferings of people. Or, because why? This country is what? It's totally divided. And then it says what? A kingdom divided against each other. Kingdom divided against each other cannot stand, man. It says Hitler has seen have seen this before. Nazis, Germany, vermin, Rwanda's cockroaches, America's super predators. Words always bruise before batons ever swing. Well, let's see. Step 3, celebrate repression. It's justice. Now we cheer as citizens are shoved and dragged. We are calling ourselves freedom loving. Hear the irony. You're applauding state violence because it's aimed at people you dislike. And that's why I say, you see, the book of Job, the deceiver and the deceive is his, man. You know? And that also goes into the book of Revelations, man. All right, had two horns like a lamb, but what, spoke as a dragon? All right, I don't know if we're going to go through this whole article, which you get the point. Let's hit some of these scriptures. So I don't want to drag this out. I'll probably go back and read a little bit more of it, though. All right, let's Isaiah 36 and all right, 6. It says, "Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh the king of Egypt to all that trust in him." Right, and they go to you, mega people, man. You trust in this dude, and it says, in the scripture it says, "Well, what are you that what trust in man?" You know. Let's go to Psalms real quick. No, I think I got that. No, I'll read it anyway. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust. All right, so you got to trust in Yahweh by Shai. Not no damn Donald Trump. And respecteth not the proud. See, y'all respect the proud. Nor such as turn aside to lies. You see? And y'all accept these lies, man. All right, that's actually being pushed on you, man. All right, this fake patriotic, spirit, man. You know, y'all don't basically they got y'all that y'all don't even care about the Constitution anymore. All right, let's go to Revelations. 13, Revelations 13 and 11. All right, it says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb, right? A lamb is what? That's a gentle animal, man. Okay. Basically, a lamb is known for being, prey. It says, and he spake as a dragon. You see? So they presented one thing for, when they was running for office and all these different things, you know. But even now, right? They're still somewhat speaking as a lamb, I would say, to a certain group of people, to these MAGA people, right? And eventually, guess what? That serpent is going to bite them too. All right. That Kool-Aid is going to become bitter to them. Okay. It says, and he spake as a dragon. All right. Let's grab one more scripture. I think it was Proverbs. Or I could go back to that Psalms. No, I don't get that. You know what? Yeah, let's go to that Psalms. It says, they speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with a flattering lips, and with a double heart they speak. So that's how they speaking to people, man. All right, with a double heart, flattering lips. But really what? They want to destroy you. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, with our own tongue we will prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us. See, and that's what the so-called white man's saying. That's why he's putting a boot the ass to these people. For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord, and set him in a safety place for him that puffeth at him. And that's talking about the elect, all right? But hell, the Lord is gonna have to come really save everybody, starting with his very elect. The Lord really got to come save everybody, man, because it says he got to cut the time short. All right, he got to come back. At least there be no flesh saved, man. You know. So with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. The bonus to the of GMS. Also salutations. So that I come out that is pushing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.